doing a lot of the childcare raising anyway. Was at home 24/7, really raising the children.
No. They were about to go to school, so they then went to school.
But this was 4 and 6.
4 and 6, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think what we've discussed was also like I guess men expressing their frustration. So to me, in a way, the domestic violence question is somehow about there's a sense of disempowerment or something's going on for men where they're finding the answer to their current emotional state is to murder the woman, you know, and so how do we change that? Like, what is going on for men that they think that's...
Well, you know, I mean, my question would be, you know, for most of the men who have assaulted their wives and their partners, you know, is that just a, you know, like a sociological, is that kind of like a sociopathic response that they've had that they don't care about? You know, most of the men that I've ever spoken to have been involved in domestic violence have felt incredibly remorseful, you know. Worst thing they could have ever done. It's worse than that, actually. Not only do they feel remorseful, but it's against the very values that they were raised. You know, they were raised to be protectors of women. You know, they were raised to support women. You know, they were raised to support. You know, these traditional values don't have an element where if you want to, you know, if she misbehaves, you can give her a clip across the ear.
She misbehaved?
Yeah, you know. That they weren't in the traditional values.
But what does that mean?
Well, that means that, you know, that there was some caveat there where if the wife didn't conform to your expectations that you could beat her or kill her, right? You know, that doesn't exist in our society. I never got told that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's still happening, right?
Yeah.
So there's something there that's not consistent with not only the upbringings, but the traditional values of men in our Western society.
But
it's not
isn't
consistent.
That what's happening in their homes?
That's what's happening in their homes,
So the value isn't really consistent with the reality?
No, it's not. No,
but I think that sometimes the value is that women are lesser, isn't it? And that women are objects and that women are, you know, isn't that one of the other messages that...
Oh, no, I don't think so. It's not been my experience in my life, Petey. I don't think... I can't ever remember a relationship where I've felt
But women are sexual, or women should be in the home, or women should... women don't have... You know, I think... Well, maybe not for you, but to sort of expand the lens further, because you know a lot of men and you've seen a lot of stuff. So, you know, I can think of, and it's not, they may not say that up front, you know, it might not be something they'd acknowledge or, but there is still a kind of...
But it's you know, like relationships, you know it. You and I are co-creating a relationship. You know, we both have reactions to things. You know, you know, my parents, for example, still together after 62 years, getting really, really old now. My mum's always made all the decisions, but my dad had some kind of level of authority there at the same time. You know, weird situation.
Well, it's things like buying the house that she didn't want to live in.
Yeah. But things like leaving the house that she didn't want to leave the same house, right? Like, you know, interesting, isn't it? You know, so, you know, is that about men and women? I don't know. Dad made a decision that was made in the 1960s, right? At a time when men made those decisions, right?
But I think
and when we came to the 2000s, right, where Dad said to Mum, I think we should sell the house and move to a smaller place. Mum said, we're not selling the house.
But I think we can't just personalise it down to us and there go and extrapolate the rest of the community.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Shall we pause?
Yeah, sure.